computer games hardware. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the video. So today we're talking about AMD's new Adrenalin Edition drivers. So they're the 23.7.2 edition. The 23 stands for 2023, the 7 stands for the 7th of July, and the 2 stands for the second edition of the drivers that were released this month. Notably, in these drivers, there are no highlights this time around, so we've only got some bug fixes in this revision. So let's get stuck into it and have a chat and have a look what they're all about. For the fixed issues, stuttering that may be observed while playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 with Radeon anti-lag has been fixed. So for all you Modern Warfare 2 players, that's been sorted out for you. So you can flick back on anti-lag if that helps you get your shots in more quickly. So that's a pretty positive one. Alright, so it's our favorite game, Hatsune Miku Project Diva Megamix Plus, and the intermittent corruption that may be observed around some player models while playing on AMD graphic cards such as the 6900 XT have been fixed. So for all you Project Diva Megamix Plus players out there, that's been sorted out for you. So let me know how it's playing in the comments down below. Okay, next up on the fixed issues, we have some higher than expected GPU memory utilization when using record and stream settings such as instant replay. So next up on the fixed issues is higher than expected GPU memory utilization when using certain record and stream settings such as instant replay. So that's been sorted out. A few people complained about that. I didn't notice it on my GPU, but that's been sorted out for those who are having that issue, so that's good. Also been fixed is display signal may be lost after switching windows on certain adaptive sync enabled displays on some AMD graphics products such as the Radeon RX 7900 XT. And lastly, audio may intermittently become out of sync with video when recording AMD Software Adrenalin Edition with AVC and HEVC codecs. So in the last revision, they'd done some updates mainly to the AVC1 codec, which had some optimization, but unfortunately they introduced a new audio sync bug, so they've fixed that as well. Let's get on to the known issues. So we've still got the performance metrics overlays reporting no frames for various games. So we knew that one was going to stick around for a little while. That's been on there for some time now. High idle power has situationally been observed using select multi-display setups on mixed high resolution and high refresh rate displays on the RX 7000 series GPU. So again, they've been working through these ones, so it just depends on what your setup is and what your settings are. So they keep knocking them off the list, but the everyone's got different setups, so if you are having that problem, use the bug reporting tool in the Adrenalin software to report that issue so they can get to yours faster. Alright. Intermittent corruption may be observed playing Rocket League with bloom settings off on some AMD products such as the Radeon RX 6900 XT. So that's an interesting one. I'm not sure what blooming is doing in Rocket League. Hopefully they look after that one soon. Okay, so next one. Intermittent application hang for a few seconds may be observed while playing RuneScape on some AMD graphics products such as the RX 5700 XT. So that's a holdover from the last revision, so that's been there for a while. Next one, application crash or driver timeout may be observed playing Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart with ray tracing and dynamic resolution scaling enabled on some AMD graphics products such as the Radeon 7900 XTX. So that's a new one. Ratchet & Clank is causing some issues, and I believe in a previous preview video. I promised you guys that was going to be a good port, so you can hold me to the sword for that one. But yeah, there's some dynamic resolution and ray tracing scaling issues on the 7000 series GPUs, so look out for that. Let me know in the comments if you experience that. That will be interesting to see. Turn ray tracing off, turn off your resolution scaling, and hopefully that's got a good experience. Hopefully they fix that soon, because you don't want unplayable new games. Audio may intermittently become out of sync with video when recording from AMD Adrenalin Edition with AV1 codec. So that's a disappointing one to have. The AV1 codec isn't working as intended, so audio may intermittently become out of sync. Hopefully they get that fixed too. I believe that DaVinci Resolve has also brought out an update for that to make AV1 streaming a little bit better on AMD products. And if you're using DaVinci Resolve, I tend to switch off all the AMD specific optimizations on through the DaVinci Resolve settings. I feel like that gives me a little bit of a better experience, but if you feel any different, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so we've also got some important notes, and as for the almost for the whole year, there's been some factory reset has been temporarily disabled as a cautionary member while we address the isolated installation issues that have been reported during PC upgrades. Users may also use the AMD cleanup utility as a temporary option. So in the last video I said I might make a video doing that. I'll keep that on the list. It looks like this one's going to be there as well. I actually haven't even use the AMD cleanup utility, so I might do that first and see what the better option is, and then pick a video based on that. Another important note is that AMD is working with the game developers of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart to resolve some stability issues with the ray tracing when it's enabled. So there you go. There is some issues with Ratchet & Clank. That's pretty much confirmed. Nexies is working with AMD to resolve those issues, so that's not a positive sign. It'll be interested to see when that comes out, and hopefully it's not causing too much trouble. Good news is you can always turn ray tracing off and have just as good an experience. What do you guys think about ray tracing? Are you in on the ray tracing? Again, I find ray tracing really good when it's optimized in some certain games, but it's not my favorite feature, to be honest. Otherwise I'd probably be rocking an NVIDIA card, but ray tracing hasn't been that important to me through with my gaming experiences, but now it's becoming more prevalent with DLSS and FSR and XeSS becoming more available. It's becoming more of a useful feature to gamers, and I think that developers are also implementing it better, and the certainly as it becomes more and more a staple, it's being better optimized for. So hopefully that gets fixed soon. So Ratchet & Clank comes out tomorrow, probably on the 27th, which is probably the day you'll be seeing this video. So let me know in the comments down below if you've been having any issues with the ray tracing in the game. Just switch it off. Ray tracing's not a huge feature for me. It only works pretty good in some games. It's getting a lot better now that it's been around for a while, and FSR, DLSS and XeSS are maturing. It's so you can flick those on and put ray tracing on. I think game developers are utilizing it better in their games as well now. So don't count it out altogether, but if it's causing issues, particularly performance issues, sometimes there are games where you put ray tracing on, you think, wow, that looks amazing, and then you run into the those frame frame issues, and you turn it off, and sometimes it actually looks better. So don't be afraid to turn it off, particularly at the cost of your FPS, and hopefully AMD and Nexies fix that one soon, because I'm looking forward to playing Ratchet and Clank. Might even be a review on one of the next videos, so look out for that. Pretty disappointed that there's no highlights in this thing. I was looking for some Diablo 4 optimizations and some more game optimizations, but it looks like there's nothing huge set for this Adrenalin drivers, so let me know if you experience any issues. So far, I've had a pretty smooth experience so far. I actually rolled back my drivers to the May edition of the drivers because of the AV1 codec issues that I was experiencing through the drivers, but to see that there's out of sync video issues in the known issues is a bit of a concern, but I'll give it a try and I'll update you in the comments if there's any glaring issues. Alright folks, well that's going to do it for this one. Thank you very much for watching, and again thank you and hello to all the new subscribers. Thanks for joining in, and thanks for participating. I really appreciate the support. It's been really good to see you, so appreciate you all, and hope there's something for you. I'm just figuring this whole YouTube game out at the moment, so let me know if there's anything you'd like to see or anything you'd like to talk about. Yeah, thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.